Now let's head on now to Oyo State. We have Bukola Oriowo with an update for us. Do take a listen.
Good morning to you all in the studio and welcome to Ibadan, your state capital. It's been a long day and we are glad to see the break of another day. Results are trickling in. Sorting had been done. Counting by now is all over. Results are being tallied for both the presidential and the National Assembly elections. And we're currently at the INEC office where we're awaiting the delivery of those results from across the 33 local government areas of Oyo State. Oyo State has 6,290 polling units, so it's quite a handful. And we're hoping that before day breaks that we'll be done with collating and counting of those results, and it will eventually be announced. However, earlier in the day, we had quite a run because it was quite eventful. We went as far as some parts of Okyogun. We were in Igbeti earlier on, where we had a little hitch with one or two of the BVAS machines. It was, however, sorted after a while. The same scenario panned out in Oyo. It was relatively peaceful. There was a hitch in one of the wards where the beavers didn't function effectively, but it was also sorted out after a while. Apart from that, to a large extent, people adhered to the strict guidelines given to them about movement, especially because there was no vehicular movement during the day. And the good thing is a lot of people had actually transferred their polling units near their residences, so you don't have to trek for long to actually get to where to vote. So we saw that playing a critical role earlier on in the day. There was heavy deployment of security, especially in perceived flashpoints, and we're happy that peace was not breached in any part of the state. As at this moment, we have not heard of anywhere where there was breach of peace. The police commissioner spoke to us earlier in the day on the preparedness of all security agencies, the collaboration, the synergy between them, and we actually noticed that it proved effective in all the polling units that we visited. We also spoke to the REC earlier on. He actually addressed the press after he went around to monitor the voting process, and he expressed satisfaction on what he has seen on the ground. From our own perspective too, one thing that is of interest to me is the fact that I saw quite a number of elderly people who were sitting down calmly despite the scorching sun. You know, earlier yesterday, people were sitting calmly and waiting for their turn, and it doesn't really take long to vote any longer thanks to the beavers. So it's quite it's interesting, it's exciting to see elderly people exercising their franchise despite the harsh weather. So that's one thing I think worked well. There's been a lot of postulations that there'll be more young people coming out, or even a lot of people would think the weather was not clement enough for, you know, the older generation, the geriatric age to actually come out. But they did, you know, exercise their franchise in almost all the places we visited, and everybody comported themselves very well. So I think that's you know, we have come a long way, especially with the history that Oyo State is known for during political campaigns and elections like this. I mean, this is one peaceful election that we have had, and I do hope that this trend will continue, you know, for the coming elections ahead of us.